Once again, the NFL is turning out to be a shady organization filled with racism. Are we shocked? No. Let's get into this story from the root, which came out on Wednesday of this past week. Leaked meeting audio proves NFL owners worried about appeasing white fans while players worried about Kaepernick, Black Lives. An October meeting between NFL owners, players, and league executives to discuss player protest and Trump bashing of the league because of players' protests was supposed to be confidential. If Colin Kaepernick, Heavenly Afro, didn't already prove that God was okay with players protesting, the leaked audio is said it was the meeting from Park Avenue. Some of you may remember last October. Well, that audio was leaked. On Wednesday, the New York Times, which leaked excerpts from the meeting, from an open and honest discussion, which is laughable in itself, which included 30 participants from players to owners, about player protesting during the national anthem, the killing of unarmed men, women, and children, which still happens even to this day. Let's make sure that we keep this confidential. Commissioner Roger Goodell said to begin the session, the Times reported. Yeah, whatever. According to the Times, the meeting lasted some 3 hours, and people involved have confirmed that there was a meeting. And actually, there was some publicity that there was no meeting, and that was apparently false. Players wanted to know why Kaepernick was being blackballed by the NFL. If he was on the roster right now, all of this negativeness and decisiveness could be turned into a positive. Philadelphia Eagles defensive lineman Chris Long, one of the few white voices in support of Kaepernick and his protests, said at the meeting. Long added that he didn't lecture any team on which quarterbacks to sign, but we all agree in this room as players that he should be on a roster, the Times reported. The owner's response was non-committal. Yeah. And that should be your money to the NFL. Your money, giving them your money should be non-committal. Okay, according to the Times, most owners didn't address Kaepernick's unemployment, but seemed to be more concerned about damage control and how to appease those fans who believed, as Trump did, screw those fans and screw Trump. That's the way I see it. You know what? Those fans and Trump are not the ones that are carrying the NFL. The black players are. That the protest against police brutality was really a protest against America. No, you're making it that. That protest is against unarmed black men, women, and children that are being killed in this country because your stupid cops don't know a cell phone from a gun. New England Patriots owner Robert K. Kraft, a longtime supporter of Trump's, pointed to another elephant in the room. This kneeling, he said. The problem we have is we have a president who will use that fodder to do his mission. Well, the president should be concerned about running the country, not the NFL. Okay, the president needs to sit his ass down and do his job for once, because we know Trump don't work. Trump just goes on golf trips. Trump don't do any work. That is the problem. If this man did his job, he wouldn't be concerned about the NFL. He's concerned about the NFL because he doesn't work. Now, let's get back to the story. It appears that the owner's main concern was getting out of the president's crosshair after he went on several Twitter rants calling the protest and protesters un-American. How so? How so? You have the right to protest. So how is protesting un-American? How? Even went so far to call for owners to fire players who refused to stand during the anthem. Well, I tell you what, Donald Trump, you'll be firing a lot of people because I'm not standing for that shit either. Jeffrey Lurie, owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, who called Trump's presidency disastrous, cautioned players about responding to Trump's tactics. We've got to be careful not to be baited by Trump or whomever else. Well, first of all, Trump, if he was a real presidents wouldn't be on Twitter. Okay? This man is on Twitter like a damn teenager every day. And what kills me is his wife is taking the cause up of cyberbullying, and she's married to the biggest cyber bully on the planet. What a joke. Who is going to take that seriously? Really? Lurie said, we have to find a way not to be divided and not get baited. As for the owners, their main concern was not losing sponsors or fans because of the protest. All Donald needs to do is do this again. Buffalo Bills owner Terry Pegula said, we need some kind of immediate plan because of what's going on in society. All of us now, we need to put a Band-Aid on what's going on in this country. Well, what's going on is unarmed Black men, women, and children are dying out here, and everybody's trying to act like this ain't no problem. And as long as you keep doing that, it's never going to go away. It's never going to go away. Obviously, the way that you're dealing with it now ain't working. Get a clue. It ain't working. Ain't working. Houston Texan owner Bob McNair told players to stop protesting and do something more productive. And what is that, Bob McNair? Ignore killing that's going on in the country? You know, you fellas need to ask your compadres, fellas, stop that other business. Let's go out and do something that's really produce positive results. What kind of babble is this? Bob McNair sounds like a senile old man that needs to go and retire. Now, Houston Texan owner Bob McNair told players to stop protesting and do something more productive. So protesting against unarmed Black men and women is not productive to him. That says a lot right there. You fellas need to ask your compadre fellas, stop that other business. Let's go out and do something that really produces positive results and will help you. Somebody needs to put this man in an old folks home. That's where he needs to go. Dolphins owners Stephen Ross suggested an NFL-led march on Washington that would include players and owners. But Eric Reid, a former teammate of Kaepernick, who was also unemployed, brought the discussion back around to Kaepernick. I feel like he was hung out to dry. Reid, who reportedly wore a pro-Kaepernick t-shirt over his dress shirt, said, everyone in here is talking about how much they support us. The room fell quiet. According to the Times, nobody stepped up and said, we support Colin, right to do this. We all let him become public enemy number one in this country, and he still doesn't have a job. Silence. No one had anything to say about Kaepernick. And this is Reed talking. They're not saying nothing because they can't openly show that they won't hire Kaepernick. Okay, they know what that's going to do. So they're trying to dance around and be covert about it. We know what covert is. Oh, I'm not really doing that, but you really are. Okay, so they're being covert about not hiring Kaepernick, but the actions show that they don't want to hire him. Okay, now Pegglua, Klula, whatever. I don't care what these people names are. I don't care. Okay, I thought that the league's real problem was merely a media problem, and that maybe one way to solve that would be to find a player that could be the NFL pitchman and promote all the great things the NFL was doing. For years, we've watched the National Rifle Association use Charleston Heston as a figurehead, and that wasn't good. I don't know why you think that was good. It wasn't good. Former NFL wide receiver Anquan Bolden suggests that owners also stand up and speak on these issues. Pegglua wasn't hearing that. He did, however, note that the NFL's version of Heston's need to be black. So, in other words, we have the predominantly black NFL players that are protesting, and they want to push a black spokesman, a coon, out front. It'd be like a Charlton Heston figure. Man, if you don't get your ass out of here with that, get out of here. Okay, don't be punked out by these people, seriously. Okay, for us to have a face as an African American, at least a face that could be in the media, we could fall behind that. Don't fall for that. Don't let them punk you out and put some coon in the forefront while this protest is happening. No, no. No one else mentioned Kaepernick, and from that point on, who cares? An hour after the meeting ended, the Time notes those involved in the meeting released a joint statement that said, today's owners and players had a productive meeting focused on how we can work together to promote positive social change and address inequality in our communities. No, you didn't, because if you walked away from that meeting and Colin Kaepernick is still blackballed, then that wasn't a very productive meeting at all. It already says that those owners went into the meeting already with a predetermined notion that they weren't going to be swayed in one way about Colin Kaepernick. They were not going to let you sway them from what their white fan base wanted. That's really what happened in that meeting. So really nothing. It was not productive at all. NFL executives and owners joined NFLPA executives and leaders to review and discuss plans to utilize our platform to promote equality. And, get out of here with this mess. I'm not reading that. This is so ridiculous. So far, nothing has changed. The police are still killing Black people with impunity, and Kaepernick and now Reed are without jobs. The NFL owners have urged players not to protest, and most Black men and women still won't stop watching the NFL. The NFL is garbage, ladies and gentlemen. It's garbage. It's a garbage organization that's dominated by Black males, but not support They do not support the black players. And that's all I walk away with. They want to meet the demands of the white um, fans and then ignore the plight of the black fans that are being killed out in America every single day. Don't watch the NFL. The NFL is garbage. It's complete garbage. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell. And if you have an Android device, please get my app. But I am through with the NFL. There will be no more NFL products crossing my front door ever again. Peace, family.